Greetings, this is Angelica Tonatzin. Super blessed to be here right now because I'm feeling inspired to share, to share and connect. This is why I love the power of videos that you can then stream online, because this allows one to create community and also to share insights and to also learn, because this is how I learn. I love to watch YouTube videos and I love to hear, other people's insights, tips, tools. And so this is part of my inspiration, is to also create this exchange with you. So yes, the topic that wanted to come through was I wrote out 5 tips on how to not let someone steal your energy. Okay, and steal can feel sounds a little dramatic, but it can feel that way. It can literally feel like someone has come into your space where you're feeling nice and calm and relaxed, and they just spew whatever bad energy or whatever frustrations or whatever they're going through. They just feel like they just spew it onto you, and it can literally feel like they're taking your energy. Mind you, I don't feel that anyone can take your energy unless a part of you gives it. Okay, so this is where we are starting to claim our power back, where we recognize that actually, no matter what kind of energetic space we are confronted with, we still have the power enough to get grounded and not let someone throw us off. Okay, mind you, you're not always going to feel that way, and you're not always going to feel grounded, and sometimes you're going to get pulled, and it's all good. It's part of it. So this is a really inspired topic of mine, because right now I'm finding I am managing a health food store, an amazing, lovely herbal shop here in Long Beach, California. And I am working with the public, and so I'm dealing with all kinds of energies. Most of it is just love and a lot of, just good vibes. And then sometimes you're going to get those customers that just want to project their bad energy onto you. And I've had to really, I feel like working so much with so many different types of people has really helped me to get just more grounded and strong in my own power and not getting pulled. So I know those of you who work in customer service, who are very sensitive souls, it can feel really intense to be working with so many different types of energies and getting thrown left and right. It can feel that way. So I just wanted to put out 5 tips of mine. I have lots of different ones that I work with constantly, but these are 5 that really came through strong. They have been coming through strong for me. And I would love to hear what your tips are as well. So please, please share, whether you comment or make another video and just reply to this one. I just feel it's good right now for us to just share our tools, so we can all grow empowered and strong on every level, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Okay, so here are my 5 tips, okay? The first one is, first of all, breathe. breathe. Meaning, here, let me give you a scenario. You're living your life, you're doing good, someone comes in to your space and just, again, throws out some negative energy and it throws you off. Okay, so just take a deep breath, breathe. And then, the breath, and then I also connect that with observe. So observe your body, observe how your body is responding to the energy, because your body is going to start reacting. Like for me, example, when I feel someone's like intense energy, my heart starts beating really fast. Sometimes my face gets a little flush, even my hands or my body gets a little shaky. And I just I always trip out. I'm always like, oh, okay, I'm feeling their energy, especially if it's being projected towards me. But I'm observing, just by noticing, I'm acknowledging that my body right now is, so aware of when something feels off. So I'm like, trying to calm it down. And that's another thing, is just breathe with calming the body down with the breath, like just kind of getting back your power. And and then observing them, observing wherever they're at, whatever they're saying, without fully like reacting. Okay, because when we react, that's getting caught in their web, and it just can feel even more heavier, and it literally can feel like they're just draining you, right? So many times, just by breathing and observing the whole situation and just being calm as possible as the energy, exchange is taking place, and being neutral, like really neutral. So whatever the energies they're spewing, whatever words they're spewing, like literally, like just not showing any type of emotion, not be overly accommodating, and not being like really resistant, just kind of finding that neutral, that balance. And that takes practice, because naturally there's gonna be times where you're gonna want to like lash right back out, or however your initial reaction is. So sometimes just observing and breathing alone is really good. The other tip that has really been helping me, and just on a symbolic and energetic level, is having my stones of power. So for me, mine is labradorite. It was a few years back when I was living in Taos. A dear friend of mine who worked with stones was sharing that labradorite. She wears labradorite every day, because when she's constantly she sells jewelry and art. She's working with people day in and day out. That labradorite doesn't allow people to steal your energy. It doesn't allow people to take your energy. And so I've always kept that with me, and being that I've always felt like I'm such a sensitive soul empath, just having the stone, whether I'm wearing the stone, like right now I'm wearing a little thing of labradorite, whether I have the stone in my pocket or I'm wearing it, just that alone just kind of makes me feel a little bit more grounded. And so in the midst of when I feel like I'm having an interaction with someone that's just really, just spewing some, which can feel like heavy energy, I'll hold the stone and like breathe into it. So, and there's different stones. Sometimes I have my hematite, or, I have my rose quartz. So it just depends. So have your things of power, your stones, perhaps a certain herb, a certain scent. So things that make you feel strong, have that with you. Okay, so for example, if you know you're going to be somewhere where there's a lot of energy, you're going to want your certain stones. You're going to want your certain things of power, your sacred things of power. Okay, so 2. Okay, then the third one, well, this is like something that you just want to do regularly, and just to keep you overall, this is like for maintenance. Okay, these are maintenance, and this is to really ground your energy. And there's all kinds of different tools and techniques that help you ground your energetic body. One thing that I've been doing that was suggested from Lisa Renee of Energetic Synthesis is the 12th Dimensional Shield, and you can look it up online. It's called 12th Dimensional Shield, and it's literally like building your Merkaba body, your light body, and it just, I don't know, the full on like workings of it all, but just like me doing it every day, I'm feeling stronger, whether it's that or just, a lot of different things. But being intentional, taking like 5 minutes of my day to ground my body, whether it's a certain guided meditation, breath work, or literally like envisioning my feet grounding into the earth, or placing my feet literally onto the earth and saying, I am grounded. I'm grounding my energy. So it's not allowing myself to get thrown around, or to get too far out there, that I can't be present with what I'm dealing with in this moment, because presence is everything. Presence is like peace of mind. That's just, very important. So, and so again, whether it's the 12 dimensional shield, or sometimes it's literally, like just feeling the energy cord from my womb going down into the earth, up into, the heavens, and really just feeling that connection, the mind, body, spirit connection. really helps me. And it's like I'm using that time to get grounded, to feel strong. And also, things that make me feel grounded are being out in nature, eating the root vegetables. I was once getting a massage, and the healer said, Angelica, like, one of the big things you need to do is get grounded. So go eat some root vegetables. And I understand, like, there is, the root vegetables, they're coming from the earth. So they have such strong energies from the earth. And the earth is going to remind us to be here now. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways to get grounded. So I just recommend you to, honor what that looks like for you, and you can definitely research what other suggestions there are. So that's a big one. And then the fourth one is to get strong. Okay, so grounded is one, and then strong. That's actually a prayer that I've been really tuning into more, and that's like, before my meditations, I say, part of my declaration of intention is to feel strong. I want to feel strong physically. I want to feel strong mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I just, really am calling in my power back in all the different ways that I may have allowed myself to feel powerless. I'm calling it in now. I'm really calling it in, and I really am seeing the power of feeling physically strong. Okay, I've never one to like be really disciplined in working out. I am a yoga teacher, and when I did yoga teacher training, that was like super amazing for me to be so disciplined. And I'm not always disciplined still to keep up my yoga practice as consistent as I would like, but I understand the power of feeling strong. I know what it's like to feel strong in my body. And so, I have to remind myself that, in order to feel my power and to not allow other people to sway me, I want to feel strong in my body. And so I really just want to, encourage all of us, myself included, to just get strong physically. That's really important. And that's going to naturally affect us mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And then, of course, there are other ways that are going to help you get strong emotionally, mentally, like just, doing the meditations, your visualizations, praying, having your spiritual practice that really keeps you connected, and just in your power. This alone, this is your maintenance. Okay, this is what is going to keep you moving throughout the day. Just the time that you take to take care of you and growing strong and grounded. Then when you're out there in the world, outside of your beautiful sacred bubble, they can't affect you. People can't affect you. They can't take your power because you know your power. So that's really important. And then the last one is one of the 4 agreements, and is do not take it personal. Whatever you do, try not to take it personal. If someone is coming out there and just being rude or whatever their energy is, remember, it's not about you. Even if they're trying to make it seem like it is about you, it's not about you. It's them. They are the ones working with something. And so this is what calls in a lot of compassion and detachment. It goes back to that first one, when you're not you're just observing. You're observing them for what they're moving through. And in that space, you can remind yourself, I try to remind myself, don't take it personal. It's not about you. We don't know what kind of day they had before this point. Okay? And yes, it does call forth a lot of compassion to come through, and in that space, when I really call in, the compassion and the level of detachment and observing and honoring the fact that it's not about me, to really, Angelica, don't take it personal. When I can really hold that space, it's super liberating. Okay, and this is so important. So again, these are just 5 quick things. I wanted to quickly put it out there. I'd love to hear what you have to say, what your suggestions are, how you stay grounded in the middle of so many different energies that are, moving around us, you know, because part of that not taking it personal is to one thing that I had really been tuning into is just like everyone's on overload mode. Everyone's energetic bodies are on overload mode, and many people don't know how to deal with it. So they're just reacting. And so our key is to not react. Our key is to observe as much as possible. Just simply observe. And actually what's coming through right now is to react from a place of compassion. And that can look different for everyone. So I just want to, encourage you all to really get strong, get grounded, observe, breathe, eat your root vegetables. Yes, and to just come from a place of love as much as possible, love and compassion. Okay, my fam, mi familia, so good to connect with you. I look forward to hearing from you. And I send you all so much love, so much peace, and so much strength, and so much power. Peace and blessings.